This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So in the last couple of sessions, we have seen about how to work with the standard text, creating standard text using SO10, creating standard text dynamically using the function model save underscore text. And then we have seen how to include the standard text in SmartForms. Then how to read the standard text dynamically. And then what else? We have seen how to transport the standard text. So in continuation to this SmartForms, we have something called as a copy window. So we have seen main window and a secondary window. Similarly, we have what copy window. So what is this copy window means? It is used for generating multiple copies with a different what content. Depending on the copy number, different content has to be shown. Suppose if you take any business documents, you'll have what like a duplicate copy or customer copy, okay, company copy and audit copy. Understood? So same, the content would be same, but the what heading, the template would be same, but the heading would be what different depending on the copy number. Understood? If you take a supermarket bill, we have what customer copy and what the original copy. Understood? The bill would be same, but the heading would be what different. Understood? So to generate different headings based on copy number, we'll go for what a copy window. So something like this here. So what is the purpose of this copy window is, suppose in the main window, I want to show some content. Okay, it can be any content. What I'll do is I'll create one standard text in SO10. Already we know how to create, right? So I'll create the standard text in SO10 and include that particular standard text in what SmartForms. Then on the top of this main window, I'll take what copy window. Okay, so and while running the program, I'll give the number of copies as 3. So depending on the copy number, the content in the copy window should change. If the copy number is 001, it has to show the heading as what audit copy. If the copy number is 002, it has to show the heading as what the customer copy. Means the main content will be same for all the copies. The main content will be what same, but what is happening here, depending on the copy number, the content in the copy window needs to be what changed. So this is the requirement of what this is the purpose of what copy window, to generate multiple copies, but depending on the copy number, the content of that copy window would what change. It should be dynamically constructed. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create a standard text first in SO10, then I'll create the SmartForm. In that SmartForm, I'll create two windows. One is main window, another is what copy window. Okay, so let me go to, already we know how to work with standard text. So I'll go to SO10, right? I'll go to SO10. I'll give the standard text name as something Z text something. Okay, Z text. Text ID is always what ST, which indicates what standard text. Language is what English create. So I'm trying to create the standard text. Hello. So as part of this standard text, I'll provide some static content. So I'll provide some static content. Done. Save your standard text. That's all. Okay. So the standard text is what created. What is the name of the standard text? Z gen text, and text ID is what? ST, language is what? English. Done. So this standard text, I'll include it in what? Smart form. Okay. So let me go for creating the smart form. So I'll go to smart forms T code. I'll give the smart form name as something ZS form 8. Create. I'll provide some description. Right. So by default, you'll have what? Main window. Okay. So inside this, I'll just click on Form Painter so that this layout will be disabled. Yeah. Okay. So as part of this main window, I want to include what? Standard text. So already we know how to include. So this is a main window. So to include any text, we have to create what? Text object. So I'll right click on the main window, create what? Text object. A text object gets created. Understood? A text object gets created. By default, what is the text type here? Text element. But what is our agenda here? I need to include the standard text. So what I'll do, I'll change the text type to what? Include text. Okay. I'll change the text type to include text. Right? Are you sure you want to change the type of the text node? I'll say yes. Then text name. What is the standard text? Just now we have created Z gen text. Na? So if you browse, okay, I'll search for Z gen star. When I press enter or when I say execute, yeah, this is my standard text. Z gen text, language is English, object is text, ID is what? ST. Done. So the standard text is included. So how do we include the standard text? We need to create the text object of type what? Include text. Done. Save it. Check for the syntax error. Okay, let me test it first. I'll activate this. SmartForm is activated. It generates a function model. When I execute this, this is the generated function model. Execute. Yeah, execute. Output device. What is output device? LP01. Print preview. Right. So I got the content. Right. So page 1 of 1. I'll just go back. Let me execute once again. I'm executing. I'll give the output device as LP01. And you can see here there is one field here, number of copies. What is the number of copies? By default 1. I'll change it to something 3. Number of copies, I'm setting it to what? 3. I'll say print preview. So you can see here page, only one page, but you can see here copy 1 of what? Copy 001 of 003. Okay. So if I say page down, it is showing what? Copy 2 of what? 3. And say page down, copy 3 of what? 3. So what is happening? Multiple copies got generated. Make clear? Multiple copies got generated. So what is my requirement now? So we are able to generate multiple copies. So if I give the copy number as 3 here, when I say print preview, by default it is 1 of 3. So if copy number is 1 means I want to show the heading as what? I have to take one more window where I have to show the heading as what? Audit copy. If the copy number is 2 means it has to show the heading as what? Customer copy, like that. So as of now, the main content will remain what? Same. So what I'll do now, I'll take one copy window as part of the smart form. So when do you go for copy window? If you want to dynamically change the content depending on the copy number, we'll go for copy window. So I'll right click on the page. I'll say create what? Window, create window. right? So I'll just provide the description, any description. Let me give the description as something copy win. I'll give the description as copy window. Okay, the window name is copy win. What is the window type by default? Your secondary window. I'll change it to what? Copy window. I'll change it to copy window. So copy window got created. Okay, so my page contains two windows, copy window and main window. I want that heading to be displayed on the top now. So let me adjust the windows. How do we adjust? If I click on form painter, yeah, you'll get this what layout here. Here you have to adjust. So let me adjust. This is my main window. This is my copy window. Okay, so I'm adjusting it, done. Let me save it. Check for the syntax error. So in this copy window, I have to show some text. The text should change depending on the copy number. So what I'll do here, I'll go to global definitions, right? Let me switch off that. I'll go to global definitions. I'll declare one variable here. Okay, as part of this, I'll declare one variable str type what string, because I have to show some string only here. So I'll declare one global variable str type string. Okay, now I need to construct the value for this str. Okay, depending on the copy number, we have to construct the value. So what I'll do, how do you write the ABAP code in the SmartForm? Already we know we have to create what? Program lines. Whenever you create the program lines, what happens? A code object gets created. So I'll right click on the copy window. Understood. As part of copy window only, I have to calculate the value of what? str. str value can be either audit copy or customer copy or center copy, but that value depends upon the copy number. So what I'll do is, yeah, before I create the program lines, already we know in SmartForms also we have system fields, and we know that SmartForm system field starts with what? SFSY. So if you click on this field list on or off on the application toolbar, at the bottom, you can see the system fields. If I expand this, all the SmartForm system field starts with SFSY. So in this, you can see one of the system field is what? Copy count. Copy count. Okay, so I'll just click on this again. So keeping that system field in mind, I'll right click on the copy window, create. I've tried the ABAP code. Na? So how do you write the ABAP code? You'll create what? Program lines. Whenever we create the program lines, a code object gets created. So if I click on this, a code object got created. Okay. So input parameter is str. Output parameters again what? I have written the value of str. So here I'll say if sf, I'm writing the ABAP code. If sf sy hyphen, what is the system field you identified? Copy count equal to the copy number will be in this format 001 002 kind of thing. If sf sy copy count equal to 001, else str equal to something audit copy. Okay, else if sfsy hyphen copy count equal to 002, I'll say str is equal to, let me say what, customer copy. Okay, else if sfsy hyphen copy count equal to 003, I'll say str is equal to something what, I'll say something center copy. Okay, else if it is other than this value, I'll say str is equal to, I'll say something general copy. End for if is what? End if. So this is my ABAP code which I wrote in the copy window. Done. Let me save it. Check for the syntax. No issues. So I might have constructed the value for what? str. This str value should be shown in the copy window. No? So how do you show the content? We have to create what? Text object. So I'll right click on the copy window where you have to show that heading as part of what? Copy window only. Okay. So here as part of this copy window, I'll right click, I'll say create what? Text object. A text object got created. Okay, text object got created. So first I have to construct the value, then you have to display the value. Na? So I'll just replace the position. I'll just drag this text object bottom. So first what happens? Yeah, first code object gets executed where we are constructing the value for what? str, then text object. So as part of this text object, I'll go to what? Editor. I have to display the value of that str. Na? So let me display it. So here I'll say go to change editor. I'll say ampersand what? str. Done. Okay, I'm printing the value of str. That's all. Save it. Check for the syntax error. So my page contains of two windows, copy window and what? Main window. Main window will show the actual content. So what I did in the main window, I've included one standard text. What is the standard text I included? Zgen text, which I created by using what? SO10. Then as part of copy window, I constructed the program lines where I wrote the ABAP coding for constructing the value for the field str. This str value has to be shown in the copy window. So I created what? Text object to show the value of the str. That's all. Save it. Okay, check for the syntax error. Activate this. Yes, it is activated. Okay, let me execute. This is a generated SmartForm function model. Execute. Execute, no parameters. Yeah, what is the output device? LP01. I'll click on print preview. Yes, you can see here page one. Acha, what I got here? Audit copy. By default, only one copy. Audit copy. I'll go back. I'll go back while executing. I'll give the output device as LP01. Right. Number of copies. I'll say what? 5. Number of copies is 5. So when I say print preview, yes, you can see copy 1 of 5. What is this? Audit copy. This is the text. If I say page down on the keyboard, if I press page down, what I got? Copy 2 of 5. What is this? Customer copy. Page down. What is this? Copy 3 of 5. Center copy. Page down. Copy 4 of 5. Else part. It is giving the general copy. Page down. Copy 5 of 5. General copy. So understood. The main content would remain same, but the heading should change depending on the copy number. Understood? So if you take any invoice, you'll have duplicate bill, original bill, but the content would be what? Same. Okay, same thing here also. Okay, so copy window is used for what? Generating what? Multiple what? Copies. It is used for generating what? Different heading as part of what? Each copy. Okay, let me call it from the driver program. I'll call this particular SmartForm from the driver program. So I'll go to SC38. The previous programs got deleted. The server got formatted. Z call as format. Create. Call SmartForm 8. Type of program is executable program. So here I need to call the SmartForm. So what is the procedure? Already we know. We have to dynamically get the name of the SmartForm function model by using SSF function model name. Once I get the function model, once I get the SmartForm function model, we need to call that function model by passing the necessary mandatory parameter. Yeah, first step is what? Get the SmartForm function model name. So what is the SmartForm name? ZSForm8 is the SmartForm name. It returns the associated function model. If it is not initial, I want to skip that print dialog box. No? So I'm setting no dialog equal to X. Already I covered this on Saturday's class. No dialog equal to X, preview equal to X, call the SmartForm function model. I don't have any parameters. I'll just remove this. Yeah, I don't have any mandatory parameters. I remove this. That's all. Save it. Check for the syntax, activate. Understood? We are calling the SmartForm. We are getting the SmartForm function model name. Then I'm preparing the control parameters to skip the print dialog box. So when I execute, yeah, still I got this because I have to default this value LP01. I have to default. So where to default this? That we have to do it in what? SU01. Already I told you this is done by basis consultant, but let me try it here. I'll go to SU01 where I can manage the user settings. I'll go to SU01. What is my username? BN, right? I'll go to change, right? In the defaults section, understand the defaults tab, output device. I'll set it to LP01. Let me try to save it. Yeah, user BN is what changed. Okay, let me try to execute the program. Activate, execute. Yes, directly we are getting the what? The output. Understood? So here what you have to do, we are skipping the print dialog box, but I should accept the number of copies. No? I should accept the number of copies so that that many copies would be generated. If the print dialog box is displayed, user can set that number of copies, but we are bypassing that particular print dialog box. So somehow you have to read that particular number of copies. So how do you control that number of copies is here. In every SmartForm function model, we know a SmartForm is nothing but a function model. So if I display, if you go to form interface, for skipping the print dialog box, we are considering which parameter? Control parameters. Now, similarly, we can see there is another optional parameter in the import section. What is this? Output options. It is of type what? SSF COMP POP. Okay, there is one import parameter output underscore options type SSFCOMPOP. So if I double click on this, okay, in this you can see it is a structure basically. So what I have to do, I have to prepare a work area of this particular structure and then pass it. It is optional, but I want to pass the number of copies. So in this particular parameter, in this particular structure, it has got 69 fields. If I scroll down, page down, you can see there is one field here, TD copies. What is this? A numc of what? 3. Numc of what? 3. Am I clear? What is the description here? Number of copies. So I need to what? Pass that. So what is the data element of this? TDSF copies. I'll just prepare this. I'll just say, so what I'll do is in my driver program, let me read parameters. I'll say p underscore copies type what? So and so. Type so and so. Okay, so here after preparing the control parameters, I'll prepare what? Prepare output options parameters to set what? Number of copies. To set the number of copies. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll say data something gs underscore out underscore options. Okay, type. What is the type of this parameter? Yes. What is the type of this parameter? Output underscore options is a what type? SSFCOMPOP. So I'll prepare a work area. Done. I declare that. So in this, just now we have seen what is this? GS underscore out underscore options hyphen. What is the field we have analyzed just now in this TD copies? If I double click on this, in this structure out of 69 fields, I am setting the value for only one field. What is that field? TD copies numc of 3. Anyway, I declared one data element there. So TD copies. So I'll say hyphen TD copies is equal to where you are reading the number of copies P underscore copies. It is a what type? TDSF copies. Okay. So I'll say P underscore what copies. Done. So I am preparing the output options parameter to set the number of copies. Now, while calling the SmartForm function model, this output options parameter is under which section? Import. Na? So while calling becomes what? Export. So output underscore options is equal to, understood, output underscore options is equal to What is the work area prepared? GS underscore out underscore options. Understood? So this control parameter as well as these output options, both these parameters are optional. Control parameters is optional. Output underscore option is also what? Optional. But I am passing it based on the requirement. Here I am preparing this parameter because I want to bypass the print dialog box. Here I am preparing this parameter to set the number of copies. So I am reading number of copies from the user, and while preparing the work area I am setting that. Done. So now see here, see the output. So when I execute, it is asking the number of copies. Understood? It is asking the number of copies. By default 001 to what? 255. I can give up to what? 255. So let me give it a 004. 004 I'll give. So execute. Yes, you can see here audit copy. What is this? Copy 1 of 4. If I say page down, what is this? Copy 2 of 4. What is the heading here? Customer copy. Page down. Copy 3 of 4. What is this? Center copy. Page down. Copy 4 of 4. What is this? General copy. So like this, we are able to bypass the print dialog box, and we are also able to set the number of copies. Understood? So every SmartForm will have these parameters. All these parameters are what? Optional. Depending on the requirement, we have to pass the value for the appropriate parameter. Right? So we are preparing the necessary parameters, and we are passing their parameters to the SmartForm function model. So in every driver program, I can prepare this control parameters, no? So that I can skip what? Print dialog box. Understood? So generally you'll skip the print dialog box. Whenever we execute the driver program, I need to skip the print dialog box. Directly we should get the what? Output. So I'll give 2 here. So how many copies? Copy 1 of 2. Audit copy, page down. What is this? Set customer copy. Copy 2 of 2 like this. Okay. So this is about the copy window. Now let us go for another type of object called as alternative object. Let us see that alternative object. Yeah. So see this. I'll create a smart form, ZS form 9, create. I'll give the description as what? Alternative object. Done. So for this smart form, I want to pass two parameters. Let us pass two parameters here. But I'm having the data here or not? One second. If I go to ABAP dictionary, I don't think I'm having the data. No, I don't have the data. Okay. I don't have the data. EKQO table, purchase document, header data. What is the key field here? Purchase document number, EBLN. If I go to contents, oh my God, here also I don't have the data. So I'll go to Mara table. I'll go to contents. Yeah, I'm having the material data, right? I'm having the material data. Okay, so right, let me go to MAKT table, material descriptions. Yeah, we're having the material descriptions when I execute. Okay. Okay, FG126, right. So see this. So what I'll do is, if you take this Mara table, it contains what? Material data. What is the key field here? Material number. So you'll have only one material, you'll have only one record for each material because material number is the key field here. Understood? So if I execute, it will show the first 200 materials. Right? So if you take any material, suppose I'll take something FG126. FG126 is one of the material. If I try to check the content of that particular material FG126, it is taking time. Execute. Yes, we have that material FG126 so on so. Okay. Now if I go to MAKT table, material descriptions, here I'll give FG126. Here also in MAKT table also we have what? Material number. Okay. Material number is key field here and SPRAS is also there. Language key. Understood. So we have three primary key fields. In the earlier Mara table, we have two primary key fields. One is client field, another is material number. Here we have language key. So what is the relationship between this Mara and MAKT table? Each material of Mara table can contain one or more material descriptions in what? MAKT table. So if I go to contents, if I give the material number as FG126, execute. Yeah, how many descriptions are there here? Two descriptions. This is a description in German. This is a description in what? English. Understood? Each material of Mara table can contain one or more descriptions maintained in what? Different languages. Am I clear? So this is the relationship between Mara and what? MAKT table. So what is my requirement now? I'll create a smart form. Okay, for that smart form, I'll try to pass material number as input. Understood? For that particular smart form, I'll pass material number as input and also I'll pass one indicator. If I pass the indicator as X, okay, if I pass the indicator as X, I should get only the material data from Mara table and display it. Am I clear? If I pass the indicator value as other than X, if I pass other than X, what should happen? It has to give me the material descriptions. So understood, based on the condition, I need to what? Display the data. If I pass the indicator as X, I should get the only material data and display it. Only one record. If I pass the flag value as other than X, we have to get the description. So description means what? One material might contain one or more description. So that material description should be displayed. So let us create the smart form here. So right. So what is the requirement now? I have to pass material number and one indicator. So if you see this table, okay, and what is the data element here? MATNR. For material number, the data element is MATNR. So I can refer to the data element or I can say table name hyphen what? Field name. We already know that. So I'll go to smart form. Yeah, here observe this. Form interface. How do you pass parameters to the smart form? Through form interface only. Na? So in the form interface, I'll go to the import section. Here I'll pass some material number. I underscore material number type. I have to refer to material number field. Na? So I can say table name hyphen field name, or I can directly refer to what? Data element. What is the data element? MATNR. I am not selecting the optional checkbox, which means what? It is mandatory. And I'll also pass one indicator. So I'll say I underscore flag, some indicator, some parameter name, any parameter name you can take, type what? C. I am taking it as character of one because I want to pass either X or space. Either X or space. So the possible value is either X or space. That's the reason I'm setting it as character of what? One. Okay, right. So I'm passing the material number type MATNR, I underscore flag type C. So what is the agenda here? If I pass the flag value as what? X, I have to get the material data and display general material data from Mara table. If I pass the flag value as space other than X, what should happen? I have to get the material description. So one material might contain n number of description. So based on this material number, I have to get the material data or material description. So what I'll do, material data means from which table? Mara table. So for each material, you'll have only one record now. If you go to Mara table, what is the primary key field? Material number. So you'll have only one record for each primary key value. So what I'll do here, I require a work area. How do you declare work area? I'll go to global definitions. I'll say what? Types. You decide what fields you want to get. So I'll say types begin of what? ty underscore mara. Let me get the fields material number. Type mara hyphen material number. Then in the from the same table, I'll get industry sector MBRSH. Okay. Let me try to declare the fields in the same sequence which are there in Mara table. So we have MATNR, we have MTRT material type, we have industry sector and material group. So these are the four fields I want to get: MTRT, MBRSH, MATKL. So I'll try to declare the same sequence. What is the next field? MTRT type Mara hyphen MTRT. Then industry sector MBRSH type Mara hyphen MBRSH. Then what else? Material group MATKL type Mara hyphen MATKL closes end of a TY underscore Mara. So I created what? One types structure. I created one type structure. So based on this type structure, I'll declare a work area. I'll go to global data. Already we know all these things. I'll say W underscore what? Mara type. What is the type name? ty underscore Mara. So why I'm declaring work area? Because for each material, you will have only maximum of one material record only. Na? That's the reason I declared a work area. What is the standard way of declaring work area? First, you have to create the type structure with the required fields. Based on that, create a work area. Then what else? If I pass the flag value as X, I have to get the material descriptions. Na? So what are the fields you want to get from MAKT table? From MAKT table, okay, let me get material number. I'll get the language key, SPRAS and MAKTX, material description. Three fields I want to get. And I may have multiple descriptions. Na? So I require what? Internal table. Understood? Just now we have seen the relationship between Mara and MAKT table. Each material of Mara table can contain one or more descriptions in MAKT table. So keeping that in mind, since I require what? Internal table. What is the standard way of declaring? Go to global definitions in the type structure. Yeah, I'll say types begin of what? ty underscore MAKT. What are the fields you want? Material number. Here also we have material number. MAKT hyphen material number. What else? Hmm? SPRAS language key. Type what? MAKT hyphen SPRAS. Then what else? What else? Material description. MAKTX. Type MAKT hyphen MAKTX closes. End of what? ty underscore MAKT. So I created what? Types structure based on what? MAKT fields. Done. Save it, check it, no errors as of now. So based on this, since I have multiple descriptions, I require internal table. Na? I'll go to global data. I'll declare internal table. T underscore MAKT type table of. What is that? ty underscore MAKT. To iterate this internal table, to loop this internal table, I require a work area. Na? So I'll declare a work area W underscore MAKT type what? ty underscore MAKT. So I declared a internal table and a work area. Done. Okay. Right. Now let us get the data. So I declared one work area based on Mara, one internal table based on MAKT. So how do you write the select query at the SmartForm? So based on this parameter, material number and flag, I have to get the data. So I'll go to initialization, right? Input parameter is what? I underscore MATNR, and the flag also, no? I underscore flag, or a flag is not required, I think so here. I'm not using flag here. Output parameters work area. What is that? W underscore Mara, and the internal table T underscore MAKT. So let me write the data. So I have to get material data from Mara table, na? Single record. Now, how do you get single record? Select single. What are the fields? MATNR, MTRT, MBRSH, MATKL, material group from what? Mara. into the work area, into what is the work area W underscore Mara, where material number equal to the given input material number, where material number equal to so and so. Then here only I'll say if material is available in the Mara table, it may have descriptions in the MAKT table, and I may have multiple descriptions. I have to say into table, select what are the fields I declared MATNR, SPRAS, MAKT in the internal table. From which table? From MAKT table into table. What is the internal table? T underscore MAKT, where material number. Here also in MAKT table also we have material number, where MAKT equal to I underscore MAKT in a done. And if save it, check for the syntax. That's all. So I'm getting the material data. If the material data is available, I am retrieving the material descriptions from what? MAKT table. Understood? So in Mara table, you'll have only one record for each material. So how do you get single record? Select single. Whenever we use select single, we should always compare with what? Primary key field. Already we know that. If the material is available in the Mara table, based on this material number, I have to get what? Material description. So I'm getting the material descriptions from MAKT table. Done. That's all. Save it, check for the syntax, activate. So I retrieved the material record and the material descriptions. Right? Any questions so far? So what is that I did? I'm passing two parameters. One is material number and another is flag indicator of type C. So based on this material number, I have to get the material record as well as the material description. So material data means Mara table, you'll have only one record for each material. So I require a work area. So I declare a work area. Then I require what? Material descriptions. I may have multiple descriptions. I declare what? T underscore MAKT type table of what? TY underscore MAKT. And this is your main window. So in the main window, I should display the data. So what is the data you have to display? One is material data, which is available in this work area. Another is material description. So I don't want to display both the things. I have to display either material record or material descriptions based on this flag. So what I'll do is observe this. If you want to directly display the data, I can right click, you can create the text. But now what I'll do, I'll right click on the main window. I'll say create flow logic. What is this? Alternative object. As part of the main window, I'm creating the alternative object. Alternative object is for what? Condition check. And whenever we create the alternative object, two sub-objects gets created. One is true, another is what? False. So here, I'll right click on the main window. Understood? If you want to display both material data as well as material description, I can directly create the text. But what is the requirement? I should display either material record or material descriptions records. So I'll right click on the main window, create flow logic. What is this? Alternative. Create flow logic alternative. So when I say create flow logic alternative, what happened here? See, an alternative object got created. So as part of this alternative object, you have to maintain the conditions. How do you maintain the condition here? If you go to conditions tab, here I have to give the conditions, or I think I can directly give it in the general attributes. So in the general attributes only, okay, on which field you want to give the condition, on which field should I give it here? Both are same, huh? Output conditions. This is node conditions. Yeah, I'll try to get in the node condition general attributes. What is the field name? What is the second parameter you're passing? I underscore flag. I underscore flag equal to what? X. Understood? This is a condition. If I underscore flag equal to X, okay, this is the condition, true or false. So if you are passing the flag value as X, I want to display the material data. So what I'll do, as part of the true object, right click on this, create what? Text. Right click on the true node, create the text. A text object got created. As part of this text object, I'll display the what? Material data, material record. So I'll go to editor. right? I'll choose change editor. Here I'll say, I'll give some text here. What is this? Material data. Here I'll say material number. What is the work area? What is the work area? W underscore Mara hyphen material number. Okay, next what? Material what? Type. Material type. I'll say ampersand W underscore Mara hyphen MTART. Then what? Industry sector. Industry sector. Ampersand W underscore Mara hyphen MBRSH. Then material group. Ampersand W underscore Mara hyphen MATKL. So I'm displaying the data from the work area. Done. So probably it should work. Let's see that. Okay, go back. Save it. Check for the syntax error. Okay, field X is unknown. It's not recognizing. Probably I should give it in single quotes. I'll give it in single quotes. Save it. Check for the syntax error. No error so far. Done. So if the flag value is X, you are displaying the material data. If it is false, I should display the material descriptions. Na? Material descriptions will be available in internal table. Na? How do you display the internal table data in the SmartForm? We have seen many examples. We have seen what in the command object and in the tables. We have seen that. So we have to create the true object. Na? So I'll right click. I'll have to create the loop object. So I'll right click on the false. Create what? Flow logic. What is that I have to create? Loop. Loop object gets created as part of the false. So as part of loop, what is the internal table? T underscore MAKT into what is the work area? W underscore MAKT. Okay, done. Then under this loop, I need to create what? Text. So I click on this, create what? Text object. I will display the data for the work area. I'll go to change editor. Go to change editor. Yeah, what is this? Ampersand W underscore MAKT hyphen MATNR, then ampersand W underscore MAKT hyphen SPRAS, then ampersand W underscore MAKT hyphen MAKTX, material description. So I'm displaying three fields. Go back. That's all. Let's see whether it works or not. Save it. Check for the syntax error. No errors. Check for the syntax error. Oh, I got an error. W underscore MAKT hyphen MATNR has no defined value. So I'm getting this issue means I'll go to global definitions. In the initialization tab, I'll return that. I'll return that work area so that it gets initialized to default values. Save it. So with this kind of errors, if you warnings if you get, you have to put it in the output parameters. Save it. Check for the syntax error. No errors. Activate this. So what is that I have done here? For this SmartForm, I'm passing what? Two parameters. What are they? Material number and one flag indicator. So if I pass the flag value as X, I should get the material data and display. If I pass the flag value as other than X, so by default it is space, what I have to do, I have to get the material description. So material data means from the Mara table, you'll have only one record. So I created one type structure based on Mara fields, and based on that Mara's type structure, I declared a work area. Then material description means I require internal table. So I created type structure with the fields of MAKT. Then based on this, I declared what? Internal table and work area. Then I wrote this initial in the select query I wrote. What is this? Based on the given material number, I am getting the material data. If the material data is available, I am getting the material descriptions into the internal table. So what is the agenda here? If I pass the flag value X, I have to display the material data. If I pass the flag value as other than X, I have to display the material description. So condition based display. Condition based display. That's the reason as part of the main window, I created what? Alternative object. This is the condition I have to give. I underscore flag equal to X. Two subnodes automatically gets created, true and false. So as part of the true, I am displaying the data from what? Material data. That is W underscore Mara. And in the false, I should display the description which is available in the internal table. So I created the loop object. I specified the internal work area. From work area, how do you display? You have to create what? Text element. So I create the text element. I display the data from the work area. Okay, let me save it. Check for the syntax error, activate this. Done. Successfully activated. We have the provision to test it here only. I'll execute this. This is the generated function model. Execute. Okay, material number. What is the material number? I'll give FG126. You collect it from Mara table. I give FG126. I'll pass X here. I'll pass X. So since I am passing X, I should get only the material data in a one record. So when I execute, print preview, yes, I got the material data. Material number, material type, industry sector, and material group. I'll go back. I'll go back. I'll not pass any value for this. I'm putting it as a space. Execute this. It is asking new value. Let it be space only. Copy. Print preview. What I got here? I got the descriptions. How many descriptions are there? Two descriptions. One is in English, another is in German. Okay, so either that or this. So if you want to go for condition based display, we have to go for what? Alternative object. So whenever we create the alternative object, two sub objects gets what? Created. Now you can call this SmartForm from your driver program, ZSForm9. So I'll just copy this ZSForm8 to ZSForm9. Right, so I have to first get the SmartForm function model. I'm getting it. What is the SmartForm name? ZSForm9. Right, what is the signature of this SmartForm? It has got two mandatory parameters. What are they? I underscore matnr and I underscore flag. So let me read two input values. I'll say p underscore what? matnr, type what? matnr. I'll also pass the indicator. I'll say something p underscore flag, type what? C. Right? So first I'm getting the SmartForm function model, and if it is not initial, if you get the SmartForm function model, I'm preparing the control parameters. I don't require any output options here because number of copies we don't require. Call function, that's it. Yeah, what are the parameters? This is standard parameter, control parameters. And what is the our parameters? I underscore matnr and I underscore flag. It is under import. So while calling becomes export. So I underscore matnr equal to the input value which you are reading. What is that? P underscore matnr, and then the flag I underscore flag equal to the flag value which you are reading, P underscore flag. That's it. Okay, so save, check for the syntax, done. Execute this. When I say F8, yeah, I'll give the material number as FG126. I'll give the flag value as what? X. So when I execute, yeah, I got what? Material data because I'm passing what? X. If I don't pass X, okay, if I pass something R other than X, I should get the material descriptions, no? Yes, I got two descriptions. Working fine. So alternative object is used for what? Condition based what display? Condition based display. This is a condition I'm checking. Based on that, if the condition is true, the objects associated with the subnode true will be executed. If the alternate condition is failed, the objects associated with the false subnode gets executed. This is about the alternative objects. And okay, now let me go for something called as smart styles. Okay, so smart styles are used for creating your own style. So what is the transaction code for smart styles? Smart styles only. So I'll use the T code. Smart styles. There is a T code called as smart styles. Okay, smart styles. It has opened me, or else from the SmartForm T code only, I can choose what happened. SmartForms. I can choose the radio button what style, and I can create the smart style. Make clear? So I can create like this or directly run the T code smart styles. So what is the purpose of smart styles T code is? It is used for creating user defined styles. Smart styles are used for creating what? User defined style. So when I press enter, yeah, it is asking the style name. I'll give the style name as something Z Gen style, something. Okay, I'm giving the style name as Z Gen style. Create. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just give some description here. Yeah, not required. Right. So what? Right. So I want s- style something like this. Okay. So I want the sequence, numbering sequence like this, like 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. Okay, SAP functional, SAP technical, and sub admin. And under this main numbering, I want some sub numbering like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Okay, so basically this smart style contains what? Two paragraph formats. Okay, so these are nothing but paragraph format. So paragraph format one sequence is what? 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. Paragraph format two sequence is what? It depends upon the main paragraph. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, something like this. Okay, so I need to create a smart style with what? Two paragraph formats. The numbering sequence for the first paragraph format is 1, 2, 3, and the numbering sequence for the second paragraph format depends upon the what? Paragraph format 1. Okay, so what is the transaction code? Smart style. So if I go to smart styles T code, I gave the style name as ZGen style. You can see here we have header data, we have paragraph format, we have character format. So I need to create two paragraph formats. Each paragraph format will have different font settings, different numbering sequence. So what I'll do, how do you create the paragraph format? As of now in the header data, I just gave some description. Let me give a description as something custom style, something. Okay. I gave some description in the header data. Then I have to create two paragraph formats depending on the our requirement. We require two paragraph formats. So what I'll do, I'll right click on this paragraph format. I'll say create node. Understood? I'll right click on the paragraph format and I'll say create node. Otherwise, choose this paragraph format and on the application toolbar, you can see there is a button what? Create node. I can click on the button create node. Understood? Anything is fine. So I'll right click on the paragraph format. I'll say create node. Yes, this is a paragraph format. I'll give the format name as something P1. Anything you can give, I'll give it as P1. Done. So this is my paragraph format. I'll give the description as something paragraph format 1. Any description, paragraph format 1. So these are all the alignments. I want the left alignment only. Okay, or else I'll go for center alignment. I'll go for center. You can control the margins here, right? So you can say I'll go to font family. I'll give the font family as something, I'll give it as something Helvetica. I'll give the font size as something 30. Okay. Font style, I'll give it as something bold. Okay, I want some color for this. I'll give the color as something like this. This is my color. Understood? So I'm giving some font settings. Okay, I'll go to tabs. These are all tab settings. I can just ignore it. I'll go to numbering and outline. Yeah, this is the topmost paragraph. Na? 1, 2, 3 is the topmost paragraph. So in the numbering and outline, top outline paragraph will be P1 only, will be P1. The moment I provide the top outline paragraph as P1, it is asking the numbering type. What is the sequence you want? I'll give it as what? 1, 2, 3. This is a sequence I want. Understood? I'll go for 1, 2, 3. So I created what? One paragraph format. Okay, I made it as something centered. I gave some font settings and I gave the numbering sequence as what? 1, 2, 3. Done. Save it. So my smart style got created. I want one more paragraph format which is dependent on this P1. So what I'll do now, I'll right click on the paragraph format. I'll say create node, or on the application toolbar, click on the button create node. Yeah, one more paragraph format is getting created. I'll give it as P2. I'll give the description as what? Something paragraph format 2, some description. As of now, you can see both are at same levels. P1 and P2 are at same levels. Am I clear? P1 and P2 are at same levels. Right. Now what I'll do for this P2, I'll give the alignment as a left alignment. I'll give it as a left alignment. I'll give the font as something. Let me give it as something. Do we have Courier here? Yeah, I'll go for Courier. I'll give the font size as something 15. Font size as 15, or let me give it as something 20. Okay. Font style, I'll give it as bold italic. Okay, I'll give the color as I want to give the color also. Let me give the color as something so and so. Okay, I give some color, right? So then I'll go to tabs, nothing. Yeah, I'll go to numbering and what? Outline. Numbering and outline. Yeah, here you can see top outline paragraph. So this P2 numbering is dependent on P1 only. Na? So I'll give the in the numbering and outline top outline paragraph, I'll give it as what? P1. So the moment I give P1 as a top outline paragraph, this P2, you can see left hand side, P2 will be added as child of what? P1. As of now, both are at same levels, but this P2 numbering should be dependent on P1. Na? That's the reason for P2 in the numbering and outline tab, I'll choose the top outline paragraph as P1. So the moment I choose it as P1, it is coming as a child. Then numbering type, here also same thing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But here you can see, I want the separator now. What is the separator? You want dot, dot. So here you can see left delimiter, give it as dot. We have a field left delimiter, give it as dot. Understood? 1.1, 1.2 like that. Okay, left delimiter, give it as 2. And if you scroll down, here there's a checkbox what? Number chaining. Select the checkbox what? Number chaining. So that it will form a chain 1.1, 1.2 like that. Am I clear? So this is the adjustments you have to do here. In numbering and outline paragraph, top outline paragraph I gave P1. This is a numbering type. Okay, and the left delimiter is a dot. If I give right delimiter, I'll get it at the end. But I want the dot in the left hand side. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Then number chaining checkbox you have to select. That's all. Save it. Check for the syntax error. Yes, I got an error here. Header data standard paragraph is not filled. So in paragraph formats, I created two paragraphs. I'll go to header data. In the header data, in the standard settings tab, you have to make one of the paragraph as standard paragraph. So if I in the header data section, okay, in the standard settings tab, under standard paragraph, I'll choose what? P1. I have to make one of the paragraph as standard. So I'll make P1 as standard. That's all. Save it. Check for the syntax error. We have something called as character format. Okay. So that I'll discuss later on. Right. So check for the syntax. Activate this. That's it. The smart style is what? Activated. So what is that? Let me summarize. I went to smart styles T code. in the smart styles T code, right? I created two paragraph formats, P1 and what P2. For P1, this is the font settings I gave. I made it as centered, and this is the numbering sequence 1, 2, 3. For P2, I gave some font settings, right? And I gave the top paragraph for P2 as the P1. Here also I gave the numbering sequence. I gave the separator, and you have to select the checkbox for number chaining. So I've activated the smart style. Is already active. What is the smart style name? Z gen style is already active. Okay, so this smart style, I have to include it in the smart form. This smart style, I have to include it in the smart form. So I'll just create the smart form. I'll go to smart forms T code. I'll give the smart form name as ZSForm 10. Create. In the description, I'll say something including what? Smart style. Including smart style. So observe this carefully. In the main window, I want to, in the main window text, I'll right click on the main window. I'll say what? Create text object. A text object got created. Okay. So here I want to include that particular smart style. I have to include that particular smart style. So how do I include means in the text object level, if I go to output options, I can see in the text object level, so far we are working in what? General attributes. We are clicking on the editor and we are doing. Now in the text object level itself, I'll go to what? Output options. Here it is asking the style name. What is the smart style I created? Z gen style. Na? So I'll say Z what? I can browse, I think. I can browse. It has to show me that. Right? So let me search for Z gen star. Yeah, I can see at the bottom Z gen style. I'll just choose this. That's all. Okay, save it. Okay, is it included here? If I go to general attributes, okay, so I have to give the text now. Sorry, I'll go to text editor. Yeah, here, observe this carefully. It may or may not show. So what I did here, as part of text object, I created what? I included what? Smart style. Yeah, here, if you browse, it has to, sometime it will show, sometime not show. It's saying that the style is not existing, but it's actually there. Okay, so manually I'll give this format, I'll give it as P1. Okay, I'll give the text as something SAP functional. Okay, then I'll give P2. Understood? We have two paragraph formats. No? I'll give P2. I'll give this as something SAP FICO. Okay, this also something SAP HR. This also something SAP SD. Okay, then again I'll give this as P1. Sorry, P1. I'll give it as SAP technical. This I'll give it as what P2. Okay, let me give it as something. This also something. Okay, let me give this as P1 again. It's not showing yet. It will not show sometimes. So P1, I'll give manually. What is this? SAP admin. Then this I'll give it as a P2. Okay, so I'm giving some text by using this formats of the smart style. Go back. Okay, yeah, you can see now. Let's see whether it works or not. Save it. I should get that font settings, all those things. Check for the syntax error. Activate the smart form. It is successfully activated. When I execute this, this is a generated function model. Execute, execute, print preview. Yes, you can see I got SAP functional, what 1.1 SAP FISO. So I have to do the necessary adjustments. Okay, it is overlapping, so you control it. Okay, go to text editor because we are generating the number sequence, so maintain some text or maintain some space. Save it. Check for the syntax error. Activate this. SmartForm is activated. Okay. So when I execute this, right? When I execute, print preview. Yeah, you can see I got that I got that font setting, the SAP functional, SAP core, like this, working fine. Understood. So smart styles are used for what? Creating what? User defined styles. As part, what is the transaction code for that? Smart style. So as part of the smart style, we can create n number of paragraph formats, n number of character formats. As of now, I created only paragraph format. If you want, we can create the character formats also. That character format also will have what? Some font settings. So that I'll discuss in the next session when I discuss barcode. Okay, in the barcode only I'll discuss that particular character format. Then how do we include that particular smart style in the smart form level? In whichever text object you want to use that particular smart style, what you have to do as part of the text object in the output options, you have to include that particular smart style. And then the rest of the part we can proceed further. So we are done with almost entire thing of smart form. So if you right click on this main window, we have seen window graphic, address. It's a very small thing. I'll discuss next session. Text we have seen, table we have seen, template also I'll discuss next session. Folder is not required, leave it. Flow logic we have seen, alternative, loop, program lines and commands. Right. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll discuss this address and template, and in that smart style only we have character format na? So I'll cover in that. Chala then. So any questions? Right. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow either for cross apps or smart form, same time 6 o'clock. Sure.